It strikes at the doll. That is way more than enough to destroy Sybil's doll. So yeah, so the thing just shoots his claw forward, grabs the doll, and just crushes it. Like this black miasma just shoots out of it, and you see like a bunch of black spirits just shoot out of the doll, go straight into the sky, screaming and yelling and crying. With the Wraith, after that, it's going to attempt to attack the armored fighter next to it. That is a miss. So yeah, you see that it's trying to drain as much life from the creatures next to it as much as it can. And it is Hoshimi's turn.
Hoshimi strides right up next to the Wraith, and you see her raise her dancing fans up, and her eye sparks, and the veils on the ends of her fans start to burn away. And when the last bits of them fall off, it shows that her fans are bladed.
All right, yep, that'll work.
Her now foxfiery fans.
Come on, 12. We need a 12 now.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so how do you want to do this?
The fire lights up her fans, and for a split second, behind her, like the fiery image of a nine-tailed fox, glows, and then she says again that same incantation, just coming from her mouth unthinkingly, and she charges forward, and her fans slice through the Wraith's throat, decapitating it.
All right. Wonderful. And I believe that means your objective is complete. Yes. And so, yes.
Okay. There is a thing I want to do as soon as the thing dissipates, though. As soon as the Wraith is gone, Hoshimi blinks, and then she looks at her fans that the flame is just slowly going out on, and she kind of drops them, and her hands go to her mouth, and you hear her muttering to herself in her language. Hang on a second, I'm gonna write that. Since it's in her language.
Yeah.
Okay.
As that's happening, Boulder's gonna help Shaylin to his feet while healing him at the same time.
I'll have to do some medicine checks in a second for a few people.
After a moment of being like seemingly shocked, Hoshimi sees this and who's worse off? I didn't need to move, right?
Ooh, there you go, Shaylin. Take 28 hit points. Or
Thanks.
26.
By the way, while this helps Shaylin, it makes it harder for me because every time you make a roll, that's another roll that Foundry needs to catch up on loading.
Oh, man. So should I won't do my medicine check roll for you then.
All right. So,
Hoshimi goes over to 7, and sorry, but I am doing my healing roll, because Hoshimi ain't waiting for no one.
all right.
Yeah,
I
I
need to end combat.
All right, then I'll do mine. Fine, I'll do mine too. Just get them all done in one go.
All right. So,
Hoshimi, I
yeah,
targeted
16.
7. What?
1 minute.
I'm sure Josh can help out.
Yeah, I'll just stop.
Go to target. Oh, we'll save.
Oh,
Why?
fun.
Why?
Oh, what? I forgot to add Shylin to that. Give me 1 second.
Why?
Why?
Ooh.
Okay.
I guess normal.
Oh,
Yay,
the
okay, I'm
broken
good.
doll. Uh-oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Mine's not
Uh,
showing for some reason.
Do you know what your roll was?
Not really.
All right, could you just roll a will save for me then?
Uh-oh.
All right, there we go.
It's not bad.
So, yes, you see Sybil's looking at his destroyed doll, and all of a sudden, this black miasma starts forming at the bottom of his feet, and it just shoots out, engulfing everyone. Everyone who rolled a 15 or below, you are.
I wasn't able to make any roll because again,
Yeah.
loading.
I rolled for you.
Okay, me
Okay,
and
what did I
Shylin
get?
then.
You got a
You
9.
got a 9.
Oh crap!
Okay.
Yeah. So everyone who rolled a 15 or below,
You're safe.
Uh,
you're dead.
you're not dead. You're not dead. You feel this unholy fear and pain as you both just fall to your knees, just almost like you can't breathe. Sybil, take it away.
Oh no.
Is he talking? I can't hear him.
Yeah, he's right
Yeah,
there.
that's
That's him.
He's crying.
Oh.
Oh,
Sybil? Are you okay?
Is he injured?
Where is it? Where? Where? What? What is this? What happened? Where is this?
The undead have gone, Sybil. We're safe.
He's talking about his doll. Sybil, it got hurt.
We're sorry. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Whatever you need, Sybil.
We're
Do what you
sorry.
need.
We're sorry we couldn't protect it.
Sybil, tell me how to help you.
Don't touch me.
I'm not
Back
touching
away.
you.
Back away.
I had to log out, so I'm not touching him. I'm just kneeling right beside him. I'm just right there.
Okay.
That's all.
We're not gonna touch you. Just tell us how to help.
Sybil is very clearly off in his own world, barely able to comprehend anything else around him. You see uncontrollable trembling, wild eyes shooting every which direction. You can't even be sure you're looking at the same Sybil. There are very brief moments of seeing Sybil's hands digging through the snow, clawing at you're not even sure what.
You remember this black miasma, and you recognize the spirits that seemed to leave Sybil's doll. You remembered interacting with them when you were alone with Sybil.
Hang on one second. Adrian goes into his bag and grabs out one of the scrolls. It's the scroll of spirit sense. He grabs the scroll and hands it over to Hoshimi.
Hoshimi's kind of.
Yeah, we're kind of, oh god, the horrific pain right now.
Yeah,
Shylin and Hoshimi are preoccupied.
All right, in that case.
Okay, can I roll a will save to try to come back to my senses if Adrian's trying to get my attention?
Sure.
Boulder's gonna take the armored fighter, who I believe goes by Caius, and just sort
Yeah.
of pull him back away from the edge, saying, "This does not concern us."
Ooh, that was good.
Olwen is just gonna hold her hands up.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Sybil. It's me, Olwen. Your friend. I know you're scared right now, but you've helped me with my fears. And I care about you very much. Do you want to talk?
Sybil has what appears to be a very brief moment of being able to focus his eyes. And the trembling, while still not stopping, is continuing as Sybil is very slowly on his hands and knees, starting to crawl and while initially it looked as though Sybil was crawling towards Olwen, you realize that there is something just to your left
It's the
that
doll
Sybil
pieces.
is crawling towards. There is an incredibly tiny piece of the remains of the doll next to Olwen.
Sybil, do you want my help fixing your doll? I can sew, remember? I can make it a new body, if that's what you want.
Sybil's focus doesn't draw away from that tiny piece. He still seems as though he can't comprehend anything else around him. As he reaches this very tiny piece, he cradles it in his hands, still trembling uncontrollably. And what looked like an initial bit of hope, after only a few seconds, goes back into that utter, terrifying fear.
He's still in a state of panic. I don't think talking to him is going to help right now.
It's something, at least.
Okay. What do I need to hit to roll? Not to use this scroll.
Adrian, just hand it over to Hoshimi, and you'll be able to use it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Or I could just move it over.
And Seven, you wanted to say something?
Seven was going to try to speak to Sybil in our tongue.
Okay.
And meanwhile, Shailen's just writhing on the ground.
I rolled a medicine check for you, and it succeeded. So
Oh
Yeah.
should I do treat wounds
Again, the
Yeah.
the
So,
thing is
yeah.
not working for me.
All right. So, shall I roll you a will save? Yes.
Yes, please.
And I'm gonna roll a treat wounds for him.
Okay. So Flint, once you're able to treat Shailen, as you'll be able to treat Shailen's wounds, as the pain is going away, Shailen, your eyes flash back to reality.
He looks over and he sees the state that Sybil is in, and he kind of falls silent.
Olwen doesn't take her eyes off of Sybil, but speaks to Seven. Seven, what'd you say?
I don't. Seba kind of just sits there because she's tired and injured, and he's not responding. So she doesn't know.
We need to get out of the cold. Find a nearby cave at least.
Okay. DM question: is that the only piece of Sybil's doll left?
You look around and there are tiny little fragments, but repairing the doll at this point would be kind of impossible.
Well, I'm gonna
Alright.
I'm gonna gather up all those little fragments.
Sybil?
Shailen's going to try to help gather up the pieces.
Sybil, we're going to help you get the pieces together, okay? But we need to get you out of the cold.
Hoshimi abruptly stands up. Gather all the pieces of this doll that you can. Those spirits aren't gone.
Oh, and
Okay.
to help him out, Flint actually drinks an Equine liquor.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, he just
Okay.
chugs that down and starts searching.
Okay, Hoshimi's gonna use her nose to try to pinpoint the smaller pieces of it.
Josh, could you have me use my aid another action to help Flint and Hoshimi?
Yeah. So yeah, you guys are
And
able you guys are able to well enough to find the pieces as much. You're able to find as many pieces as you can from the doll being destroyed, but you're pretty sure, like, especially from some of the fraying and the way some of the doll looks like it was kind of eaten away, that making the doll fully intact is impossible.
Well, Flint does still take all of the pieces that he found because he knows that Sybil is very attached to that one piece, and he actually holds out his hands and he says, "Look, Sybil, more." And he hands him the pieces he found.
Sybil has momentary bits of focus when a new piece has been found, but the trembling does not go away. The wild eyes appear to be getting even worse.
I would like to.
This isn't going.
We need to get you.
This isn't going to help. Just gather what you can, but I'm not sure giving them to him is going to help. Let's go back to the kobold's den.
Also, Bliss
Shailen,
had her hand raised.
Can't leave. Can't leave.
Sybil.
Leave.
Hoshimi comes over and kneels right in front of him. Sybil, I know where the spirits of the doll went.
Where?
To Optimar. They headed towards Optimar. If we're going to help Sybil and his friend get
for lack of a better term, come back together. We need to get him to Optimar as soon as possible.
Can't leave. Can't leave.
Sybil, we're going to have to. You have to trust me, okay? I'm here to help you. We're your friends. Owen, despite her better judgment, is going to try and pick him up. Or cradle him in her arms.
How does Sybil react to that?
The exact moment there is even the tiniest brush of your fingers against Sybil.
Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
Sybil suddenly stands up. He's not trembling as much as he was before. In fact, he has this brief look of hope on his face as he spies something a little further away. He begins slowly walking and then trotting and then running and finds another tiny little piece. But this little piece is having more of an effect than all the others. When you draw very close and take a look at what is now cradled amongst all the other fragment pieces in his hands, you notice that there is an intact hair, colored white.
Hoshi?
Hoshimi blinks when she sees it. That's my hair.
Yes. Yes. It's still here. Still here.
Okay, Hoshimi goes over to Sybil, and she takes a chance and holds her hand out to him.
You were very brave, giving me a piece of you.
Sybil.
I'm grateful for your kindness.
Sybil, I'll help you. I promise.
Wait. Sybil. Your doll. Does it have to be skin, or could we give any of ourselves hair, feathers?
A tiny bit more calmness comes over Sybil's face. But instead of looking towards Hoshimi or Shailen, instead he looks towards Boulder and begins walking towards him.
Sybil?
Up to this point, Boulder's been mostly talking to Caius, making sure he's going to be okay. But he will look down as Sybil approaches.
Do you feel all right? Can I aid you? I have minor magics left.
I want to pay you my story now.
I appreciate the offer, but we should get you somewhere warmer, out of the snow. It's not safe here.
I want to. I want to.
Boulder.
Remember
Boulder will kneel down so that he's face to face with Sybil.
What do you remember, Sybil?
I had a family. I had such a large family. And even more friends. Each and every one of them, like me. I remember I was happy. I was actually happy.
And what happened to your friends, Sybil?
Something came. Something unspeakable came. I remember this unholy roar, this gnashing of teeth, this crunching of bones. I think I tried to hide. I tried. The sounds of burning everywhere around me.
Your family
There were
was...
screams. So many screams. But I can recall two very distinct screams, very different screams. Women's screams. One in pain, and another in hate. There was blood dripping onto my skin. I think I must have passed out. The next thing I remember is that everything, everyone, gone. Gone.
But not...
Couldn't do anything. Why was I still there? Why was I all that was left? Why? What? Why was I left alone? Why? I remember being so alone. I wanted to be with everyone again. I wanted to... I tried to be with everyone again. I tried. But I was too afraid. I was too afraid. I couldn't I couldn't do it. For days I tried. I tried to be with everyone again. I couldn't. I begged myself. I couldn't bear it. I couldn't bear it. But I couldn't overcome that fear. That terrible fear.
Sybil.
I cried out. I screamed. I begged anyone that could ever hear me. I pleaded. I pleaded with the stars of the night sky that I could need to be afraid anymore. That I could be with everyone again. And be happy again. I just needed to put aside my fear just long enough. I begged for someone, anyone to help me. I remember. I remember. I remember.
I believe we need to get you all.
I
off this mountain.
remember. I remember not being afraid of anything anymore. I remember all my fears washing away. I remember. Sybil looks down at the scraps of his doll and the hair of Hoshimi. And all his trembling has disappeared. His focus has returned. His eyes don't seem to be looking at anything at all anymore.
Do you feel better, Sybil? Organizing your thoughts, explaining them. Are you ready to go?
I can see, but you see not. Vision milky, and eyes rot. When you turn, they will be gone. Whispering their hidden song. Then you see what cannot be. Shadows move where light should be. Out of darkness. Out of mind. Cast down into the halls of blind. In this moment, Sybil, finally relaxed, collapses into the snow.
Sybil!
Shylan moves over to him and he leans down. He's gonna just gently try to scoop him up out of the snow.
No! Please! Let me.
DM, Shylan's gonna check Sybil's pulse.
Actually, can I check his vitals? I'll roll a check.
So, yes, both Shylan and Flint, you're both able to quickly check it. You're both able to quickly check his pulse and all of his vitals. You can tell that he's still breathing. His pulse is his pulse is very level right now. It seems like he passed out from exhaustion.
He looks at Owen. He's stable. He's stable and alive, but he's very weak. Let's get everyone out of the cold.
It's just tired.
Olwen scoops him up. Please, don't touch him.
Well, Flint,
Yes,
Flint takes his cape off and warms it with his breath and wraps it.
And Shylan hands Sybil over to Owen.
There will be time for comfort when we return. Let's get him out of the elements.
Please lead us to Optimar. Please, hurry.
Now?
Anywhere
need to-
safe.
We need to go back to where Yuto is. I know that Sybil is in danger, but I'm not leaving without Yuto.
Fine.
Okay,
You just-
first.
Yes.
Okay,
All
first,
right.
let's get one.
We'll at least stay in
Sybil
the
will be
cave
safe
till the morning.
Fine.
Come. And Boulder will begin walking toward the cave, offering
Wait,
Caius.
hang on. It's like Caius. It's like, hang on. It's Optimar's like literally right next to us.
Would I have known that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I would have backed it up and said it's basically equidistance from here to the cave or here to Optimar. Let's just get you down the mountain.
Okay, how far are we from the Kobold area then?
About 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. So
Alright,
20-minute
Jimmy-
detour to get the fox, and then we're back on the road and have you down there in an hour.
Yeah.
Are you
Gotta
comfortable
compare-
carrying him for 30 minutes, 45 minutes before you're down at the edge of the mountain?
No problem.
I'll keep him warm. You just hold him tight, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, Shylan looks over to the armored fighter. We've got a companion back at our camp. We're not leaving him. You are coming with us.
Caius?
Yeah.
This man holds no obligation to me or your group.
Oh, he holds obligation to me. Unless he wants me to remind him why I'm the older brother.
Oh,
I was suspecting it, but I didn't want to say it out loud.
That's cool. In the middle of combat, I'm like, how do you know his name? Oh well.
Woo!
Snap.
Look, we can discuss breeding and preening later. I think we got a bit of an emergency on our hands. Let's go.
You're right. We do. Follow it.
I thought that name was familiar.
All right, so.
Yeah, just lead us to where we're going next. I can't move
Yeah.
both me and Sybil, unfortunately.
Okay, Hoshimi, Hoshimi seems to pause for a brief moment, and after a second, okay, hold on.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, she says, let's head to Optimar.
So, you're heading over to Optimar. You're winding down to being very careful with Sybil. You have precious cargo. Very precious cargo. And as the back entrance to Optimar appears in all of its finely carved glory, Boulder, as he's running down, he seems to hit some sort of invisible force field.
Boulder will hold a hand up and like physically push to show he can't go any farther.
Boulder.
I told you from the start. I'm bound to the mountain. I thank you for all of your stories, and I'm sorry your trip through was so eventful. But please, waste no time. Get him help for whatever ails him.
It's been an eventful month.
I'll save my goodbyes for when we come to pick up Yuto.
No, you already did.
Oh, we did. So
Yeah,
this
we did a
is-
detour.
No, we didn't exactly.
Hoshimi said we're going straight to Optimar.
Yeah.
Since it would have been a while, Josh, would enough time have passed for talking's hard.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, as Shylin mentions, I'm going to get Yuto. You see a familiar white fox come darting over, cresting over the snow.
All that can happen.
Boulder will watch it as it runs past. As it runs past, he'll just give a little, "Be safe, little one."
That's done perfectly.
Corey, I love you.
Okay.
Anyway, there's no more time to waste. Get him help and be safe, the lot of you.
Wait. Sorry, you go first.
So Boulder turns around and he takes a step forward and actually looks like he starts to collapse. Like all of the different stones fall apart. And then
Wait, before Boulder leaves, can I do one more thing?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Flint actually runs up to Boulder before first step. Wait, Boulder!
He stops.
Yes?
I can't thank you enough for getting us this far and taking such good care of us. He reaches in the back of his pocket and takes out something that he had crafted from back in the cave. And it's a small little statue he carved Boulder.
Oh, stop.
He actually takes it and he holds it in his hand. If you ever need a reminder set in stone of a brave, courageous guide, you'll always have it. And he hands him the statue.
This is...
Because our hearts didn't hurt enough yet.
This was not the agreed upon payment, but I will accept it wholeheartedly.
Consider it a tip.
He places it in his cloak and holds out a stony, awkward hand to Flint.
He doesn't shake the hand. He actually just goes
in for a hug.
Yep.
Oh.
Like father, like son.
There's a really awkward moment where Boulder kind of like looks up at the rest of the party, like waiting for like someone
just
to be like,
hug him.
Okay, and then
You're not escaping until you hug him back.
He fully hugs Flint, and before Flint even lets go, Flint from between your arms and everything, you actually feel all the stones of Boulder fall apart to the ground, reform up next to you, but all of the stones have formed into a large elk made of rocks, and that form goes galloping back off up the mountain.
Shylin gives a salute to the retreating Boulder elk.
Bye.
Elk Boulder, Icola?
No.
All right, it's like Caius looks at you. Okay, so there's a lot of it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of explanations, but I think we can fully debrief once we got shelter.
If you're looking for Jenkins, he's dead.
I know.
And I have
Like he said.
questions for you.
Shine looks in. Like he said, there's going to be a lot of explanations.
All right, let's go.
And is that the end of the chapter?
That is the end of the chapter.
I can hear
get
a
it.
Kelsey.
I
Yeah, I was
get
gonna
it.
say I can hear a Kelsey cry.
I was doing it the whole time. I don't know what you're only hearing it now?
No, I've been hearing
Yes.
it for a while.
The occasional sniffle coming through.
So yeah, ending on. Okay, I swear not all of these chapters are going to end on a horrible, somber note.
Oh yes, they are, Josh. Don't even lie.
I'm not gonna. I gotta try to not make them all end on a terrible, horrible, somber note. They just happen. That's just how things happen to happen.
Well,
so
it's
far.
not like you planned for the doll to fall apart.
Yeah, that was not
Oh,
planned, was it?
Wait, that's what I was thinking. He did, though, because he said at the start, hey, we're going to have something disturbing happening with Sybil.
I said we may have something disturbing.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was thinking, how did you know that was going to happen?
Just giving you a bit of a heads up. Honestly, it's something that we had planned. It's something that we had planned.
Fortune that the nat 20 happens, but
Yeah.
It was a just in case warning, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just like it's
Yeah.
something we had planned that would maybe happen. So yeah, we were just trying to see, like, it's just like if it didn't happen this session, okay, it didn't happen this session. If it might happen in a future session.
Hey, we gotta wrap it
Yes.
up. Like,
Yeah.
ASAP.
All right. But yeah, so gonna wrap this up. So thank you so much for this, and ending on a wee bit of a cliffhanger.
Only slightly one.
Have
An emotional cliffhanger.
Have a good night, everybody.